Hey, I'm Scott Caskey. I'm here in the Hickory Klingspor Woodworking Shop store, and I'm going to go over talking about the Tormek sharpening system for bowl gouges and a little bit about the Tormek in general. In a previous video, we have gone over hand sharpening a gouge to get it into shape, which is the preferred method if you're using a Tormek, because if not, you'll spend a lot of time on it. Not to say you can't do it with it, it's just there's much more efficient ways to shape a bowl gouge. Start off with, I've got an older Tormek here. It's the older T7, the blue one. I've got some of the green ones at home. They're all good machines. This one here happens to have a diamond wheel on it. They just came out these, I guess, a year or so ago. There's a major advantage to having the diamond wheels. This is the coarse one, which is good for most of our wood turning tools. But if you want to do other finer things like planer blades and everything else, you may want to go to the fine diamond wheel. The standard wheels will work as well for any of these, for any of your turning needs as well. But this here has one advantage. So once you set your bar, if you're mainly doing bowl gouges, you never have to move it once you got it set, because you'll never wear your wheel down. It's always consistent. Always go back and just a light touch up and you're done. It's very quick. They've come out with a new jig for doing bowl gouges. This is the older version, which has been around forever. You can see it's got the brass piece in it, and it also has a nylon piece that can go up for larger gouges. But some of your smaller ones, you got to take it off, so I don't have it on this one. This one you don't have to worry about that because it's slotted through and it'll go all the way down to the bottom. So they made a major improvement on their bowl gouge jig. So if you've got the Tormek system from a while back, you may still want to look into this. I find it to be much more convenient than the older version, which I've used for years. I do like this new jig. Similar to doing it by hand or even using the Woodworking system, you've got to set your angle of approach for the stone and the angle that you want on the front edge of your bowl gouge. This is the angle I'm talking about right here. It's right on the front edge. It's where it comes in contact right here. And that has to do with this angle that you set on here. Most time it's close to a negative 45 degrees. And once you set it, it's like the Ron Pill coach, set it and forget it. Just set your angle and go with it. Just like with the other bowl gouge jigs, you basically slide your gouge in it. And the other key is have a depth stop. This is set for 2 inches, so set it down, push it up against it, and lock her in place. And this way you're repeatable every time you go back to it. And good thing if you're at home or whatever, mount your block with it mounted to it. That way it stays with the machine and you're always there. The next thing you want to do is take a Sharpie. This one's kind of dirty already because it's been used. I'm going to blacken the bottom of it. And since I'm using a different block, even though this is one I use on my bench at home, it's probably going to be awful hair. You want to spin it backwards and take a look at it. Actually, that block is almost identical at home, so you see a nice shiny mark. If it wasn't, you can slide this in and out to get that mark to go even with it. So now that you've done that, we turn the machine on. It's a simple, quick couple passes back and forth, and it is slightly off, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see how shiny bright it is at the top? That's where it's made contact. So technically, I'm good to go right now because it's shiny at the top, not at the bottom. So I could actually stop right there and go with it, but if I want it shiny all the way through, and it's doing it quickly, even because I've got the coarse stone on it right now. It said for wood turning tools, the coarse stone is fine. Or the other thing about the diamond wheels on this, if you'll see people putting aftermarket CBN wheels on here, but you notice I'm running water. There's one major advantage to running water. It helps keep the diamond clean. It also keeps that dust down. It keeps it trapped in the bottom so you don't get that dust in there to breathe. But the other kicker with it is they recommend you use to put a little dab of this oil soap solution inside the in the water to help keep the stone clean. So once you've sharpened and got your edge cleaned up all the way down. If you want it a little finer, then you can actually come over to the leather strop on the other side, take your, as I say, all you can do is take your honing paste, put it on your finger, rub it on it, and take it and roll it in until it sits flat, and just kind of roll it. I'm not going to do both sides. I'm going to so you can see the difference in honing and non-honing. All right, now if you look how polished this side looks compared to that, you got your lines in it that aren't polished at all, and then this side you can see the polished lines. So this side is definitely much more refined, much finer edge. If you're making a fine cut, finish cut on certain woods, you may want to do this. It's rare that you need to, but on some woods you can do that and get that little bit better cut that makes sanding a little bit easier. But that is the basis of sharpening on a Tormek.